Hello and good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all so much for tuning in wherever you are in this amazing world, and welcome back once again for another video of DIY investing. So far this week, I've just been talking about my favorite altcoins going into this next cycle. It's been coins that I've been talking about over the last couple months, and it's really been the coins that I've actually been accumulating a decent portion of. Chainlink, I don't really have the biggest amount of, but some of these other coins are the ones that I've really been watching and keeping under my radar. And so today we're going to be finishing up the week before the podcast tomorrow by looking at XRP. XRP, once again, is one of my favorite altcoins. A lot of you guys might think that I've been just buying all the other stuff and have forgotten about XRP, but I definitely haven't. This is still one of my biggest altcoin positions, and I'm really looking forward to what's happening. We just broke out. All of the markets are going crazy, and XRP is finally starting to lead that charge. And so let's dive right into some analysis and see exactly what I think is coming for XRP moving forward. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do myself a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new updates like the one provided for you here. Once again, if you are a new guy that's just getting into cryptocurrency, you just started trading or you just started investing, and you want to be able to follow some sound content that will help you to actually start profiting as a trader, make sure you guys check out my video course and signals. The video course is a mix of both short-term, mid-term, and long-term trading strategies and investing strategies. These are all the same strategies that I personally use to profit inside of cryptocurrency every day. So if you're wanting to learn how to profit as an analyst and you want to be able to learn how to invest in this market, I highly recommend that you guys check that out. I also offer signals, so if you guys want to be able to copy my own personal portfolio and copy the portfolio management that I offer, I highly recommend that you guys go through and do that. It's a really good opportunity for you guys to actually copy my trades and make a lot of profit moving forward in this next bull cycle. So all you have to do to get access is click in the description of this video, and there you're going to get the invite to my Discord server. Once you get invited, make sure you guys just message me on here and I will get back to you as soon as possible. With all that being said, guys, thank you all so much for the support, and let's dive right into this amazing XRP update. For today's video, we're going to be taking a look at XRP on the dollar. We're also going to be scanning over XRP and the Bitcoin pair, and then we're going to be finishing up by taking a look at XRP and Ethereum. Now, all three of these pairs tell a different sort of story, and I think it's really important that we talk about these and we engage with how the market's reacting with the different trading pairs that we have, because that's going to show us what assets are actually going to be outperforming one another in certain times. And so off of this volatility, we can make a lot of different kinds of trading opportunities. And so let's go through here and talk about XRP. Now, this is XRP on the dollar. I'm not going to go through and analyze the fractal necessarily because I've kept you guys updated with that pretty frequently since I've really actually been trading that. And so we're going to go through and actually analyze what I'm expecting on a shorter term basis, because I think that there's a lot of really cool things that are playing out inside of XRP currently. Now, in my last video, and let's actually drop this off of log scale. In my last video, we were about right here, and we were just consolidating beneath this resistance right here. And I told you guys that if we could clear this resistance and we could hold support above that, then that was going to be really our first attempt at a higher high. And then I told you guys that realistically the next major resistance was going to be here at about 31 cents, right in that range. And we've actually managed to break outside of this 25-cent range, and we're now breaking through the 30-cent range as well. And so this has actually gone more parabolic quicker than I originally expected. I kind of had, what I had drawn for you guys was something like this. Maybe we fall back down to this support level, and that is still a possibility that I'm watching for, but we're just going to have to see. But if this continues to surpass this resistance right here, then it's more likely that we're going to have a more sizable bounce that's probably going to take us up here, closer to about 50 cents. My guess is about 45 to 50 cents, right in that range. And I think that that's going to be the likely target if and when this breaks the 30-cent barrier. Because as of right now, the way that altcoins are looking, they look extremely oversold. And I would actually expect XRP, having it lagged so behind the rest of the majors for a long time, I would expect that this one, when it does start to pump, it's going to happen very quick. I think that the majority of people have seemed to have forgotten exactly how crazy XRP pumps really are, and just how quickly this thing can make really parabolic runs in a short amount of time. And so I think that XRP is about to wake up and really show the world exactly what this thing is capable of. And so I have all of my long-term positions packed. I'm expecting a lot more upside moving forward with this. The fact that we're so easily piercing outside of these resistance levels with short minor term pullbacks makes me feel like this is really bullish, and we're going to be seeing a lot of bullish price action moving forward from here. Now, what I've updated you guys with, and let's remove all drawing tools, what I've updated you guys with on a long-term basis with XRP on the dollar is the fact that the new year seemed to be the reversal point for not only XRP, but all of the different cryptos in general. We can see that if we go through and analyze, I'll show you guys how the cycles work for maybe you guys that don't know what I'm talking about. So the new year is a time of reversals. For whatever reason, XRP follows this trajectory where the new year we reverse at the top of the bull cycle, we start a new bearish cycle, and the bear cycle lasts 2 years. And so 2 years from that point puts us at 2017, would be about right here. And then that's when we start the new bull cycle. Now, the bull cycle in XRP only lasted a year, but the same formula was true once again where we topped at the new year. So the reversal point is at the new year. We can see that almost exact every single time we get a major reversal at this new year. At this time it was the bearish reversal, at this time it was the bullish reversal, this time bearish. And now if the cycle continues to repeat, we go into a 2-year bear market, and we finish that 2-year bear market right here. And guys, it's just really crazy to me how it's continued to line up, because subsequently the exact day that we started impulsing right after the new year. And so I think that this is really amazing that we're going to continue to see this pattern play out. And that's why I've continued to add to my positions. That's actually why I was buying so much in this initial dip. And I've updated you guys with this fractal because I was expecting the new year was going to be that time of reversal with XRP on the dollar. And that's exactly what we're seeing thus far. And so realistically, we can follow one of two things long term with XRP. A year from this point will put us at 2021. Now, there's two different scenarios that I'm watching for. I personally believe that this next impulse should see a little bit of a slower uptrend. I don't know if we're going to get quite the same parabolic rise that we saw like we did back in here. We very easily can, and that's why I'm not even going to try and short sell XRP as far as like what its long-term potential actually is, because I don't know. But what I can say is we can either have a 1-year bull cycle that's very, very parabolic, similar to what we had in 2017, or we could start a 2-year bull cycle that would come out a little bit further like this, and it would be a little bit of a slower uptrend, right? And who knows how high it's going to go, but it would be a little bit slower of an uptrend compared to this sort of a parabolic rise over there. And so these are the two strategies that I'm watching for moving forward with XRP. Realistically, I'm taking profits more based around time frames and this cyclical analysis than I am actually price targets in general. And so I still have my price targets, but I'm actually looking a lot more into scaling out based off of these time frames alone. And so what I'm going to be going through now is going to be the Bitcoin pair and the Ethereum pair, because I think that both of these are at a point where there's a lot of profit potential if you know how to play your cards right. Taking a look first is the Bitcoin pair of XRP. Now, we can see the XRP generally, the majority of time, this is spent in a downtrend. Usually the majority of XRP's price history is just spent in a long-term downtrend. And then we have these really sharp spikes in volatility, and the actual XRP dominance goes up against Bitcoin. And so what we see currently is the fact that we're just now breaking out. Now, I'm really sad actually, because I had a margin position that was waiting to get filled at 2,700 Satoshi, so it was right here. And on Binance, where I was actually waiting to get filled, it wicked down perfectly and went just below that 2,700 Satoshis, but there wasn't enough liquidity and I did not get filled. Otherwise, I would have sat in a 3x margin long right now and been riding out a lot of these profits. But it's okay. I can always get another pullback. It's not the end of the world. But either way, I wanted to actually update you guys with this. Even if I didn't get filled, because of the fact, the reason why I even had the trade open in the first place was because on the log scale, we had just broken out of the all-time descending resistance. And this is one of my favorite trading strategies that I use. I always look at the descending resistances, because once we break out of these, it's a proven trend reversal, and you're about to see a lot more upside, relatively speaking. It's not always the case, because some trend lines can fail, but generally speaking, with one that's this proven and has this much price data to go off of, once it's broken, it's a pretty safe bet to say that we're going to see a lot more upside. And so with us being so oversold, I mean, we just had a significant decrease in value. If we look from top to the bottom, was about 90%. So we had a pretty sizable drop. Now, what we saw, and if we go to the weekly time scale, let's actually take a look at the RSI, because I think that this was a dead giveaway that the bottom was in, or at least close to being in. Now, I said that there was possibility for more downside. I actually thought the altcoin dominance was going to drop a little bit, but we ended up breaking out. And so can't complain there. Either way, I'm making money. But what we saw was this bullish divergence that formed. We can see that we failed to break low and make a lower low, and we just kind of flatlined here on this RSI momentum. But we saw a lower low in price from here to here to here. That was 3 or 4 consecutive lower lows, and so that showed that the sellers were exhausting. And so what's happening right now is XRP is about to start outperforming Bitcoin, and we're about to have another one of these massive impulses. This is the way that the cycle repeats in XRP, and so the way that I'm doing this, and I've actually accumulated a significant portion of my XRP through this final dip, but the way I'm doing this is I'm going to be playing it like it's going to happen one of these big pumps. And so I'm going to be holding for a little while. I think that this next year should be pretty profitable in general for altcoins. They're going to continue to outperform Bitcoin. We're going to have another major volatility swing inside of these Bitcoin pairs. And so it's really important that we watch for these altcoins, because now is the time for altcoins. We all know that Bitcoin outperformed the altcoins significantly from the last of 2019 into just the summer of 2019 in general. Altcoins didn't really make a big move, but Bitcoin was outperforming. But now it's the altcoins' turn, and we can see based by the charts. I mean, the altcoins are breaking out of their all-time downtrends against Bitcoin. They're starting to see a lot more volume coming in. We can see that we're definitely oversold as far as a 90% correction. There's a lot more upside profit potential than there is downside loss. And so I think that now's the time that we're about to see another big parabolic run. Now, before we wrap up this video, let's go through and take a look at XRP on the Ethereum pair, because I think that this is also important. Now, for me, I told you guys that I have my biggest position inside of Ethereum, and so the reason for that is because I don't think that the majority of the market's going to be able to outperform ETH for the significant majority of time. I believe that the other majors will have their shots, and we'll see like this, these big volatility swings, but overall, I would assume that Ethereum's going to continue to outperform the majority of the cryptos out there. And so, looking at XRP on the Ethereum pair, we're going to go through here and analyze some things that I've been noticing. So what I can see is roughly the same thing as the Bitcoin pair. We get these same sort of crazy volatile price swings, and then we get these big crashes, and then that's kind of how prices accumulate against these pairs, because they're just really volatile. Now, kind of the way that I'm seeing this is I see this same sort of accumulation setup that continues to form. It's like we kind of chop around and we make it look like we're kind of rounding out before we start a new cycle, only to fall to one more new low. And when we fall to that low is when we start to have that new major swing in volatility. And we can see that that was the case here as well. One more new low, and then we swung up. And I think that this is really just doing the exact same thing. We're falling to one more new low. We could definitely go a little bit lower from here, maybe back down to about here. And then we're most likely going to see another big price swing on the upside. And so even though Ethereum's been outperforming recently and it's been doing really good, I think that XRP is going to catch up, and we're going to see another one of these major volatility swings inside of the market. And so I think that everybody should be watching for Ethereum. If you haven't already accumulated Ethereum, now's probably the last few opportunities that you're going to get to do so. I mean, we're already up over 30 cents. As far as where I accumulated the majority of my long-term bags, because there were some that I accumulated at some, like I accumulated one at 38 cents that was up here, but the thing about it was it's such a small amount of my position that it doesn't really average much into that. And so the bulk of my positions were accumulated at 30 cents. We accumulated some at 25 cents, which is about right there, and then we bought some down here at 20 cents. And so I had an average entry price for my long-term bags at 25 cents for XRP. So my average entry comes out to right here. Let's make it black. Let's make it a little bigger. So my average entry price for XRP for my long-term bags was right here. So I'm actually sitting really pretty. I'm not really looking to do a whole lot of scaling out by any means. I think this thing is going to far surpass its all-time high. We just started the new bull cycle. Why would I ever even want to sell after it just barely started pumping? And this is actually some advice I want to give to you guys real quick before we wrap up this video. If you're sitting here watching and you actually bought some of these down here, or maybe you completely bought some of these cycle highs and even some of these higher prices up here in general, and you're now first starting to see these markets take off, whether you're in a tiny bit of profit or whether you're scared about selling because you want to mitigate your losses that you already took, I just want to tell you guys that the best strategies for right now that I'm personally going to be doing is holding for the long term. You're going to see these cryptos actually start to go up, and you might make a little bit of profit, but you're going to make much more profit by holding the long-term trend. And that's the best advice that I could ever give anybody that's getting into this. Don't try and overcomplicate your strategy by over trading. You guys aren't professional traders. I can promise you the majority of you will fail if you try and do that. I actually missed out on far more profits, me trying to learn how to trade the entire last bull market. And I'm thankful now that we're in the new bull market because I'm actually able to apply all those things I learned. But who really knows how many bull markets we're going to get like this? And you don't want to squander that opportunity by trying to learn how to trade when you can actually hold just the length of the trend, taking long-term positions and just holding for the next bull market, and you're going to make way more money doing so. And so if you do want to trade and you want to learn how to do that, use a really small amount of your portfolio. I mean, even traders only risk generally from 1 to 5% of their trading portfolio for each trade, and their trading portfolio is even smaller than their long terms. And so you guys got to understand these things before you go and try and take on this market, because this is really volatile and it will chop you up if you don't know what to expect. So that's really the best advice I can give to you. Overall, XRP looks phenomenal. I'm really excited about my long-term holdings here. XRP is currently my third biggest holding as far as dollar value goes, but with this impulse, I think that it's getting very close to actually being able to surpass some of my other ones, and most likely it's going to climb up to number 2. And so I'm looking forward to this. I've been updating you guys with XRP for a significant portion of time because I think that this is going to be one of the best performing altcoins in cryptocurrencies. A lot of people have given me a little bit of hate recently because I've actually been talking about a number of different coins. I've been talking about Tezos. I've also been talking a lot about Ethereum, but at the end of the day, you guys got to understand that I'm not a maximalist. I don't go after one specific coin. I'm much more open to the idea of profitability, and I'm just an opportunist in general. And so I just want to follow the coins that have been the best performers, and I'm going to structure my portfolio in a way that I personally feel is best based off of my technical analysis and what I can just come up with on my understanding of the market. And so XRP, Ethereum, all of these major altcoins, at this point it doesn't matter what it is, they're all going to go up, but these are the safest bets because these are the ones that have stayed the majority of the trend and have continued to outperform Bitcoin in different periods of time and survived the bear market. So anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. If you found any value in this video, always remember to do myself a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. If you guys want access to my video course and signals, all you have to do is click the invitation link in the description of this video, and there you're going to find access to my Discord server. You guys can message me on there, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. But with all that being said, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I appreciate the support more than you guys could ever know. It's amazing to see these crypto markets taking off, and it's just really inspiring for me to see you guys making that profit with me, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to do this unless you guys were actually profiting with me, because it's way more fun seeing the whole community being able to make these life-changing gains and not just me myself. And so to have you guys a part of this team is really just makes me the happiest person I possibly can every single day to continue to just release as much content as I possibly can, because you guys really do inspire me to be a better person, and I'm just thankful as hell to have you guys here with me. So with all that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.